McLaren are one of the most successful teams in the history of Formula One. Seasoned winners, serial champions.
Ayrton Senna crosses the line.
Lewis Hamilton is the world champion.
But in recent years, success has been hard to come by. The once mighty McLaren had lost their place at F1's top table. Then, in 2024, the sleeping giant of Formula One woke up.
This is the moment that McLaren dreamed of. McLaren are world champions of 2024.
For the first time in a quarter of a century, the Woking Wonders were top of the world. The might of Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari and the rest had been vanquished. It was the culmination of an incredible turnaround from the team who began 2023 with one of the slowest cars on the grid. But as we head into the new season, two questions remain. Can McLaren keep their constructors' crown for a second year? And can either Lando Norris or Oscar Piastri step up and claim the driver's title too?
Lando Norris has chased him all the way to the flag. And our pole sitter doesn't lead the first lap again. The leading contenders for the World Championship come together at turn 3.
Just unlucky. It's not talent or, it's just luck. It's just luck.
The early stages of the 2024 season saw Norris claim something of an unwanted Formula One record. By sealing his 14th podium with third place in the Australian Grand Prix, he surpassed Nick Heidfeld's record for the most top 3 finishes without a victory in F1. 2 races later, in China, he finished second to extend that tally. Norris had come close to getting that all-important first win on several occasions. There was Monza in 2021, when he followed then teammate Daniel Ricciardo home.
He left Red Bull, he went to Renault, he's gone to McLaren, he's going to get the victory now. It's McLaren and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix. Lando Norris comes home to make it a 1-2 for the men from Woking.
Yeah! He won! Bloody did it!
Yes!
Yes, boys! Legend. We deserve that. Proud of all of you. 1-2. Very proud of you. Proud of you. This makes all the hard work and everything our families do to support us as well worth it. Love it. Yeah, it's deserved, guys. Thank you so much. All the hard work from everyone back home in FTC and everyone. We finally done it. Awesome. Congrats to Daniel as well.
And just one race later, he looks set to seal his first victory after a fine drive in Sochi, until the rain hit.
And Hamilton takes the lead of the race as Lando Norris slides off the track.
Full wet, boys. I got a box. I'm going to shut.
Yep, we're going to come in.
I can't do this.
We're going to come in. We're going to box.
Oh, this is tragedy in a sporting context for Lando Norris.
And then, as McLaren found more speed in 2023, he came close again in Singapore.
Lando Norris in second place.
And he felt he should have won in Qatar, had he not made a mistake on his final qualifying lap.
That's it for Norris, he was over track limits.
He came into the 2024 season with over 100 Grand Prix under his belt. He was no longer a promising rookie. The pressure was on for him to convert that promise into results. And then came Miami.
Well, this is Lando Norris's 110th start in Formula One, and he will be ticking off the corners. He's got a 7.1 second advantage over Max Verstappen. Last year, McLaren came here and they were nowhere. But those in orange have had plenty to cheer about in recent times. This is incredible stuff. That is a McLaren team that have only won once in the last 12 years. And when they did, this man played the team game. He waited for his opportunity. Second that day. He's been second 8 times in Formula One. Well, finally, it's going to change. 15 times Lando Norris has stood on the podium, but never on the top step. Until now, it's a landmark day for Lando. Lando Norris wins for the first time in Formula One. It's victory in Miami for Norris and McLaren. The British driver's dream is realised. And at the 110th attempt, he's done it. He's won it.
You've done it, mate. You've done it.
Oh, about time. I love you all. I love you all. Thank you so much. We did it, Will! We did it!
At last, Lando was a winner in Formula One.
Max Verstappen has not been under this sort of pressure for a very, very long time. This is going to be absolutely fascinating.
And with that landmark victory came a dramatic shift in the power dynamic at the sharp end of the grid. It was the first time all year that reigning champ Max Verstappen had been beaten on track. And Norris had announced himself as the Dutchman's new challenger-in-chief. At the very next race at Imola, he showed Red Bull his Miami pace was no one-off.
Verstappen has known about this for a while. There's nothing he can do. Norris is catching him.
And Lando happy to push turn 9 a little bit more.
I'm pushing as much as I can, mate. Thank you.
And he was.
And there's enough time for Lando to go back-to-back as a Grand Prix winner, to wait all of that time, 110 races, to win one. He could be looking at 2 in a row.
Norris couldn't quite pull it off that day, but it was mighty close.
Verstappen is nearly there. He's nearly home. Lando Norris has chased him all the way to the flag, but Max Verstappen will take back the top step. Max Verstappen wins in Imola. What a finish from those two across the line. It's new opposition for Verstappen, but the same result. The Dutch driver does it again, and he beats Lando Norris by 0.7 of a second.
Unlucky. Almost. We just lost too much in the beginning. But another amazing weekend. Well done, everyone. A lot of points, another trophy. Let's keep it up.
Norris pushed Verstappen hard again in Canada and Spain before the F1 circus arrived in Austria. And things got spicy.
Can he shape for another move? Max Verstappen is checking the left mirror. Is it late again? Is it great again for Lando Norris, who tries to slow it down, but he overtook him off the road? What a late lunge it was, but he'll have to give that place back, and he knows it. How can he give the place back in a way that doesn't disadvantage him? He's the new race leader, but he did it off the racetrack. It won't count. And now, on lap 63, Lando Norris slows it down. That one will count if he can stand on the power. There'll be all sorts of investigations there. What a battle between the top two in Formula One. If Verstappen won't give the place up, and he doesn't look like he's going to, and Norris has gone beyond track limits, it's 5-second penalties, neutralised, and game on at the front of the field. Game on once again. This time it's the outside line. Oh, they make contact. He's got a puncture. He's damaged his front wing. The leading contenders for the World Championship come together at turn 3. The crowd can't believe it.
Yeah, the car's...
No, it's just a puncture. Boxer slap, boxer slap.
Nice. Oh my god. Okay, box, Max. Box. Got rear left puncture. Box.
Punctures for both. By the way, Norris has got a 5-second penalty. Forget that. That's irrelevant right now. Verstappen comes in.
It's too much damage. Okay, it's better to let's go to retire now. Let's not waste mileage. If you can't get points, there's no point doing it.
Okay, turn it off, please, turn it off.
Lando Norris was dreaming of a second Grand Prix victory. He is out of the race, having made contact with Max Verstappen. There was just too much battling.
Norris then further underlined his front-running credentials with victories in Verstappen's backyard at Zandvoort.
On board with Lando Norris, trying to take the lead of the Dutch Grand Prix from the home favourite. He's getting to the apex first, he's moving ahead, and all of the damage done at the start of the Grand Prix is forgotten now. Today, at the house that Max rebuilt, the winner's orange once again. For the second time in Formula One, Lando Norris wins.
Simply lovely, huh? Let's keep pushing, everyone. Thank you.
And in Singapore,
Lando Norris can stop hearing about his starts and start enjoying his finishes for the third time in Formula One. Lando Norris takes the checkered flag, a dominant drive complete.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you very much, everyone. One of many more. Let's keep pushing.
he was chipping away at Verstappen's early championship lead. And there was more fierce on-track battles with the Dutchman in Austin.
And the US Grand Prix is underway. Max Verstappen's going to give himself an opportunity into turn number one, but Lando Norris is chopping across. There's the late lunge that Max Verstappen was looking for, but he sends Lando Norris wide, and through goes the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. First and second battling each other, and they open the door for the driver in the scarlet car. He roars through, up 3 places to take the lead of this one. Here we go. This is it for Lando Norris. It's a wide line that gives initial momentum for Max Verstappen, but he is gaining and gaining and gaining. How brave can he be in the braking zone of turn 12? This is the best opportunity he's had since lap number 1 to take the place. He puts the car on the outside line, tries to duck back through. It's not done yet. Verstappen knew it, held on to the inside line, and now off the racing line that he wants to be. There's an opportunity. The 2 contenders again, separated by hardly anything. Traction race could favour the McLaren. Still, it's side by side or very close to it, but still, it's Verstappen ahead with 5 laps to go in the US Grand Prix. Norris is close once again.
Closer by a long shot. That was a great run off of 11. It's so tempting as a driver to get to the throttle too soon, light up the rear tires, but he's got it now.
Max Verstappen on the defensive, Lando Norris on the attack, Lando Norris going through on the brakes, or can Verstappen hang on to it? He keeps his foot in, they both go off the road. Norris moves ahead for the first time since lap number 1, but he did so with all 4 wheels off the road. That one surely will not count. He will surely have to give the place back.
Is the argument that Max forced him off the road though.
And Mexico.
Verstappen's close out of turn 3. Norris is really close behind Max as well. Just so impressed with Sainz's ability on the brakes. Can Norris do the same?
This is brave from Lando Norris trying to go around the outside. Max Verstappen barges his rival off the road. And the contentious debate of position between the top 2 drivers in the World Championship continues. From Austin to Mexico City, they collide this time. Verstappen throwing it to the inside. They're both off. Extraordinary. Elbows out, brawling between the 2 of them. And Charles Leclerc takes advantage to go up to second position. How about that? Norris versus Verstappen getting really brutal again.
You can't argue with those penalties, particularly the second one. But it doesn't help Norris out at this stage. Norris has still lost the place that he was in, second and trying to get to the front by 2 illegal moves from Verstappen.
But pole position in Sao Paulo was followed by disappointment on race day, as Verstappen battled through to win, with Norris finishing 6th.
Just unlucky. Unfortunate, sometimes it just goes your way, you know, so nothing we did wrong. I don't get what people say. Staying out was not the right thing to do. Just that's life sometimes. You take a gamble, it's paid off for them. It's not talent or, you know, it's just luck. So yeah, a bit unlucky this one.
And 1 race later in Las Vegas, Lando's luck ran out. His title charge was over.
Yeah, I'm disappointed that I'm out of it, but Max deserved to win it. He drove a better season than we did and than I did.
But McLaren's championship fight was hotting up. Going into the season finale, they held a slender lead over rivals Ferrari. And Norris put any personal disappointment aside and delivered a champion's drive under intense pressure from the Scarlet cars to lead his team to glory.
This is the moment that McLaren dreamed of. Lando Norris wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
2024 was the year Norris graduated from potential star of the future to F1 winner and regular front-runner. In the end, despite McLaren's increasing competitiveness and his own growing confidence, the Drivers' Championship proved a bridge too far. But can he take that crucial next step in 2025? He certainly has the speed. No one took more pole positions last year than Norris, but across both Grand Prix and sprints, he failed to convert 6 of those poles into wins. This season will be Norris's 7th year in Formula One. His apprenticeship is over. He proved in 2024 that he has the tools to win. He proved he has the speed for pole positions. He proved he can fight the very best in wheel-to-wheel combat. And he showed he can lead his team. This year, he simply needs to put it all together. And if there was any doubt as to his intentions for 2025, he had a clear message for his rivals after he signed off last season in style with that Abu Dhabi win.
It's been a special year. Next year's going to be my year too.
On the other side of the garage, Oscar Piastri too had a breakout year in 2024. The young Aussie had in fact tasted F1 glory before his more experienced teammate when he took victory in the Qatar Sprint in his rookie season. But he had a slower start to 2024, not making the podium until round 8 at Monaco. Another second place followed in Austria, and then McLaren arrived in Hungary, and it was immediately clear they were the team to beat. Norris took pole. Piastri was P2 to make it an all-papaya front row. With Verstappen in P3, it looked like McLaren held all the cards and could play team tactics on race day to aid Norris's own title push. But then, the lights went out.
And the Hungarian Grand Prix is underway. Lando Norris chops across his teammate, but it's a good reaction time for Oscar Piastri. The two papaya cars go side by side with Piastri down to the inside. Verstappen trying to go the long way round. Piastri takes the lead of the race.
The man from Melbourne, who won back-to-back titles in F3 and then F2 on his way to the F1 grid, was used to winning. He'd made a habit of it in the junior categories, and he wasn't going to lose that killer instinct now. The move on his teammate to take the lead into turn 1 was a clear sign he wasn't going to be anybody's number 2. And by the end of the day, he was a Grand Prix winner.
The Australian driver advances all the way to that checkered flag. Oscar Piastri wins for the first time in Formula One.
As ever, the cucumber cool Aussie took it all in his stride.
Well done, maximum points. Really good weekend. First F1 win. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. Thanks.
It's simply not Oscar's style to get overexcited. Now, both McLaren drivers were Grand Prix winners, but with Norris the closest challenger to Verstappen in the race for the driver's title, there was tension. Would the team's papaya rules hold?
Race each other respectfully and give each other enough room and don't touch each other, and that's exactly what they did.
McLaren's racing rules were stress tested again at Monza, where once again Norris took pole ahead of Piastri. And once again, Piastri showed he wasn't simply going to be backup for his teammate, forcing his way past with a punchy move on lap 1.
The McLarens are side by side, and Oscar Piastri's going all the way around the outside to take the lead with a bold and brilliant move. Lando still can't keep the lead on lap number 1, and he's lost second place to Charles Leclerc.
I can't believe what I've just seen. Absolutely brilliant stuff from Oscar Piastri.
That could be move of the season. That was extraordinary from Piastri on his teammate, round the outside, low downforce, low grip, and he's into the race lead.
He couldn't win that day, but he did the following time out in Azerbaijan. With his victory and Norris's P4, enough for McLaren to take the lead in the Constructors Championship for the first time in a decade.
Oscar Piastri wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Yes. Well done, everybody. That was probably the most stressful afternoon of my life.
Piastri followed up his Baku win with a P3 in Singapore, but amidst an increasingly tense fight for the Constructors' title between McLaren and Ferrari, Piastri hit a rough patch of form just as the Scuderia found some extra pace. The young Aussie could only manage one more podium finish, a third place in Qatar, before he rounded off the year with P10 in the season finale in Abu Dhabi, a race won by Norris as McLaren pit Ferrari to the title.
Yeah, not a great day for me, but it's pretty easy to get over that when you win a Constructors World Championship. So very, very proud of everybody, and yeah, it's been a great season, a very, very tough season, hard-fought year, but very excited and proud of the team.
Piastri proved in 2024 he won't be happy taking a back seat to anyone, least of all his own teammate. He wants to fight, and he wants to win. So, if McLaren have a title-winning car in 2025, team bosses Zach Brown and Andreas Stella might find their most difficult task will be managing the battle between their own two drivers. 2024 was a landmark year for McLaren, a return to the glory years of old. But in 2025, their rivals will all be determined to knock them off their perch. Red Bull will be smarting from losing their champion's crown and will be desperate to snatch it back. And this year, Max Verstappen will be joined by the hungry young New Zealander Liam Lawson, who will be eager to make his own mark and prove he can be a match for his four-time world champion teammate. Ferrari missed out on the title by just 14 points to McLaren last year, and that will have hurt. The Scuderia's own title drought stretches back to 2008, an almost unthinkable wait for F1's most famous team. But they too have a new lineup this year, and homegrown hero Charles Leclerc and megastar new signing Lewis Hamilton will be pushing as hard as they can to deliver title success for the prancing horse. Mercedes are also fielding a new driver pairing this season, with highly rated Italian rookie Kimi Antonelli joining George Russell. Can the Silver Arrows finally get on top of these ground effect regulations and reclaim the title they won a staggering 8 times in a row between 2014 and 2021? Or could we even see a threat from one of the other teams? Could Adrian Newey's arrival at Aston Martin help the Silverstone squad mount a surprise challenge? Or will Papaya rule once again in 2025?